name is Mark Mortensen. I'm a professor of organizational behavior at INSEAD. One of the questions I'm often asked is, why did I choose this? What got me into this question about how work is changing and again, more recently around the employee value proposition? It comes from my own experience. I actually was an engineer. I was building a lot of tools, and most of the work that we were doing was remote. And so I've actually been studying this for a long time. You can see from the white in my beard, about 20 years, we've been studying remote work and how people deal with this. But of course, COVID made this a very, very contemporary topic. It made this something everybody is wrestling with. The reason that I started thinking more specifically about the employee value proposition is when I would talk to organizations during COVID and immediately after COVID about how work has been changing and what their big challenges are, most of the challenges that they were describing having to do with remote work and hybrid really had to do with a much more fundamental set of questions about what employees want from their employers. That relationship, that contract between employee and organization really is one of the most critical challenges that I think a lot of organizations are wrestling with today. When I'm asked about the most critical challenges facing organizations in today's sort of more fluid world of work, I actually think that one of the most difficult challenges is the conversations that we need to have around the way in which we work. If you look at social media, if you read what pundits say in news outlets, there's so much very, very polarized debate about, is this a great thing, the best thing that's ever happened to the way in which we work, a revolution? And on the other hand, people saying this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It's terrible. It's destroying everything we've got. Obviously, we know these two extremes, neither one is 100% right. I think one of the most difficult challenges that organizations are wrestling with is how to bring everybody to the table, bring employees, bring leaders, bring people with these different points of view to the table to have discussions, because we have to solve these challenges. We have to address these challenges collectively. It has to be a concerted effort by all sides. And I think that's actually one of the most difficult challenges, is just helping and facilitating the conversation. When I think about the session and when I think about what I really hope people come away from the session with, one of the most important things is I want people to have concrete, actionable steps. We can have lots of discussions and we read tons of articles with opinions and ideas about the way in which work is changing, about the employee value proposition. But one of the things that we're often lacking is the translation step to go from idea into practice, to go from idea into execution, and to make actual changes that create value. One of the things that I'm going to concentrate on in the session that we're doing at the Merit Summit is to really focus on getting concrete, thinking about concrete actionable steps that organizations, that leaders can take within their organizations to actually drive these issues forward and to try to address them in ways that create new and improved and sustainable value for their organizations going forward.